Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the dollar store G.I. Joe Storm Shadow figure. Now, we've actually saw pictures of these a while back. Took us a little while to figure out they were going to be dollar store exclusives. And, they actually just started hitting U.S. retail. The first report I saw was yesterday on his tank, so I was driving by Dollar General. I was like, there's no way they'll have them, but at least I'll know. Stopped in, found all 6. Speaking of all 6, you can see on the back of the packaging here, of course, Duke, Snake Eyes, Shipwreck, Cobra Commander, Black Cobra Trooper, and Storm Shadow. The little reader just says, G.I. Joe is the code name for a special operations unit of highly trained men and women who defend the world against the evil Cobra organization. And it looks like Storm Shadow gets a base, a bow, and a sword. The back of the packaging does have him pictured with 2, but it would appear he only got 1. So, one quick size comparison here, just to a standard G.I. Joe box, so you can see what an immense size difference there is, and even to the current Retaliation packaging. You know, yet another big size difference. But enough being said about the packaging, let's open him up. And here we have Storm Shadow out of packaging. Now, surprisingly enough, his base does not have a name on it. While that's a clever cost-cutting technique, it's even better. Well, Bo just fell off his hand. Because the Retaliation figures didn't get a base at all. Really says something, I think, that the dollar store thinks to give their figures bases, and Retaliation, the big movie line, doesn't. So, you know, you could buy extras of these, swap the bases out if you wanted, because there's obviously no name, even though this guy's clearly Storm Shadow. Really nice bow. I believe this is the bow that came with Shadow Tracker, if I'm not mistaken. Only one sword and no sheath, although you can easily slip it into the back here. Now, popping him off his base, which is the standard double peg Cobra base. Now, as far as his articulation, he does have this big bulky hood on, but his head does still do a full 360 and some slight up and down despite the hood. Arms are on a ball joint. Full 360, bend and spin at the elbow, and the wrists are hinged, very, very nice. Of course, torso joint up and down, full 360, legs forward, back, and out. Double jointed at the knee, and have an ankle joint, which, no pivot, but still a pretty nice ankle joint. So, pegging him back onto his base here. Of course, he's got his more classic cartoon, well, not the very first cartoon, but one of the later cartoons. Fans have actually been wanting this Storm Shadow for quite a while, or at least Storm Shadow in this particular color scheme. If I can get his foot peg lined up here. And, yeah. So when I found these, they were on a G.I. Joe peg in the Dollar General for $3.50. They rang up $6 a piece. I argued a little bit, but of course the Dollar General cashier was apparently having a bad day and in the mood for none of my nonsense. But this is still a great looking figure. $6 price tag I think is definitely fair, seeing as Retaliation is going to be running you $10. And even though I haven't gotten too much into Retaliation yet, very limited accessories, no base, and the real big difference is a little more paint on the figures and an action feature. So this is, a collector's dream. Cheaper figures and, color schemes we've wanted for quite some time. Not costing you an arm and a leg. And I've already heard a lot of customizers are going to be cleaning the shelves on these. So I highly recommend scouring your local dollar store. They're hitting stateside now. And that being said, this is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.